Hi, I'm Janet, the Plant Powered Peddler, known that way on YouTube because of all my bicycle travels, my bicycle tours, and how I stay whole food, plant exclusive on bike tours and show everybody else what I do and how I do it and how to pack and I take you along on my rides on my Instagram channel and just have a great time. But when cycling is no longer in season because it's too cold and wet up here in the Pacific Northwest, I do cooking and I do interviews and just I experiment with different things. And right now I'm right in almost to the end of a 40-day juice feast. I'm at day 30 today. So for 30 days I've been juice feasting and I've been posting every day what I drink on my Instagram channel, which is LUV as in Victor, the number 2 cycle, CYCLE, Rickey, RICKEY. And you're welcome to come and check it out. I'll put that at the before that. Love to cycle, Rickey. And it's been quite an experience. Pretty boring, really. I just make the same 3 green juices a day, plus a quart of pineapple juice, a quart of orange juice, and a quart of grapefruit juice. I'm doing it along with the Facebook group Raw Vegan Heroes, and I can't believe it, really. I mean, I started out, I was just going to do it for a day, and then I thought, well, I'll do it for the weekend. A day wasn't so bad, and then a weekend turned into a week, and 2 weeks, and oh my gosh, now here I am 4 weeks in with less than 2 weeks to go. So so tomorrow starts the 10-day countdown, and I thought, what about, does anybody want to do a 10-day challenge with me? It doesn't have to be a juice challenge. It could be staying off meat for the week, or dairy for the week, or off processed foods for the week, or starting an exercise program, starting a walking program, just whatever you want to do. If you'd like to start out the new year 2025 with a challenge, I just thought, let's do it. Let's give it a try. So let me know what you want to do. You can direct message me on my Instagram channel, or you could just respond down below on the YouTube and let me know. So that's the challenge for 2025. And then I just thought I would talk a little bit about my journey and how I got this far to the juicing. I used to weigh, well, the last high weight that I ever let myself see was 199.75 pounds, because after that I wouldn't weigh myself anymore. I thought, forget this. So that was probably in my 30s, and I'm now 69. I'm going to be 70 in March, and I struggled with my weight all my life and did all the things that everybody else does, the dieting, the exercising, always trying to restrict calories and exercise more. And it was awful because I could lose pounds, but I couldn't keep them off. I would invariably get really tired of doing what I was doing, and I was hungry, and I would start to eat, and I couldn't stop, and I would binge, and that would be the end of that. I'd gain all the weight back plus more, and this haunted me for my whole adult life until 2020. Well, in 2020, I went on a bicycle tour, and another couple on the tour had called ahead, said they were vegan, and they weren't meat eaters, or they weren't eating dairy, and could meals be fixed without that. And they had vegan meals the whole time we were on the tour, and they did great. And they gave us a DVD, Eating You Alive, to watch, and I watched that DVD, and it was about what they're doing with the animals, and how the farms that they're corralling the animals to. It's just terrible conditions, and they're treating the animals not like sentient beings, and it's just heartbreaking. And after that, I just couldn't eat animal products anymore. And the more I didn't eat them, the better I felt. I listened to the YouTube by Dr. Michael Greger. He tells the story about his grandmother and how she had end-stage heart failure or heart disease, and she went on the Pritikin program, and she went in a wheelchair, rolled in on a wheelchair, and walked out and walked every day of her life after that. She walked 10 miles a day. She lived another 30 years, and all she did was change how she ate. So I bought his cookbook and started making all our meals out of his cookbook, and poor Stephen, he just said, well, you do what you want to do, and I'll just do what I want to do. And I said, okay. But he started to eat what I fixed, and he really liked it, so he jumped on board too. And within 3 months, we had dropped all of our blood work. My cholesterol had creeped up over 200, and it was down around 127. And his dropped 100 points, and our blood pressure dropped, our heart rate dropped, our weight dropped. I melted off, I've melted off 50 pounds now. So this morning I weighed 105, and I mean, way more weight than I even thought I had to lose. I mean, it just melts off when you get off all the highly processed foods, the processed fats like oils, the processed grains like flours, and of course all the junk food. You just don't need it. And you just eat all the fruits and vegetables and legumes and whole grains and until satiation, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful, highly sustainable way to live. And so that's what I did, and I started in July of 2020, and by December of 2021 I'd gotten down to like 115 pounds, and I'm just lighter now because of this juice fast. Usually I'm right around between 110 and 115. So that is the way I want to eat the rest of my life. And I learned about the raw food through Lissa, Raw Food Romance, and I very much resonate with eating raw, so I'll do that for periods of time. And this last summer, my face broke out. I had a rash all over my face. I had it on my forehead and on my cheeks and around my mouth. And I went to the doctor. She said the rash around my mouth was a paraorbital bacteria, and the rest of it was rosacea, and she wanted me to take an antibiotic. And I said, well, the skin is a microbiome. If I take an antibiotic, it'll kill it all. It'll kill everything. I don't want to kill the whole darn biome. And she said, would you put a cream on it? And I said, well, I'll look into it. So she mailed me the cream, and I looked into it, and no, that would kill everything too. So the first thing I did is Dr. Brooke Goldner, she cured herself of lupus. And I thought, if rosacea, the thought is that it might be a form of an autoimmune disease. And I have been diagnosed with Sjogren's. So I thought, well, I'll try her program to see if that'll help my skin. So in September, I started her hyper nourishing smoothies, which are basically a Vitamix blender filled with greens, like 75% of it filled with greens. And then 25% fruit, like banana, mango, pineapple, and up to a half a cup of chia or flax or a combination. I started with a tablespoon of each, and 32 to 42 ounces of water, and blend it up. Blend it for at least 2 minutes to make sure that the chia and the flax are fully liquidated so that you can digest them. And I was drinking those every morning, and I was eating raw, 100% raw. I was still touring, so I didn't do her hyperhydration, which is to drink at least 96 ounces of water a day. But as soon as I got finished touring in October, I went on the at least 96 ounces of water every day, and you can count what you have in the smoothie, and just eating raw, 100% raw. And after the smoothie, things like fresh broccoli and cauliflower and carrot, and you can have all the avocado you want. So I would whip up a guacamole and just dip them in guacamole meals after the smoothie. So I did that until the end of November, and it got about 90% better. And there were just a few areas that still were broken out. So I thought, well, I kept on seeing Jillian Berry and her interviews with people that juice or the fruitarians and how wonderful their skin looked. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try juicing. And I thought December's kind of a perfect month because he wants you to drink astringent juices, and the pineapples are in season, the grapefruits and the oranges are in season, and those 3 fruits are the astringent fruits. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. And I just was going to try it for a day or 2 just to see how I did, and I did okay. So I just stuck on it. And here I am 30 days in, and there's still some skin issues, but it's clearing. It's clearing. This one was really big. It's really small. All this it's all fading, but just very slowly. So another 10 days, we'll see what happens. And that brings us up to today. I've done other things. I love to experiment with the different chefs and the different theories. There's a lot of directions you can go in with the Whole Food Plant exclusive. You could do Chef AJ, which of course I love Chef AJ. You could do Dr. Furbin, which puts a bigger accent on beans and nuts. There's the John McDougall, which is more like Chef AJ, the Ultimate Weight Loss Program. There's Nutmeg Notebook, and there's Broccoli Mom. She's a sweetie. And there's just, there's the fruitarians, there's the Mastering Diabetes. There's just so many of us now that are interested in helping people get on a program where you get your health back. And it became more about that for me than weight loss. It's about my health, and I don't ever want to go back. I just love my life now. I have a Facebook page. I started a pod off of Nelson Campbell. He started the Pod Network to help communities, to support communities and shifting to more plants. So I do that. I have a potluck every month in my town in Silverdale. I'm actually in Paulsville, but we have it in Silverdale at the library. And I have my Instagram channel, and I try to post what I eat in a day. And my YouTube channel, I do all kinds of things. And actually right now we do a Zoom every Monday. And that way we can talk with each other, the gals and I. And so we do a Zoom, and then I post it up to YouTube. And then as I've had a whole bunch of projects that I had due by January 1st. They're all in now. So I'll have more time to spend to get on YouTube more. So that is my plan. But I try to get on at least once a week, even if it's just the Zoom, so that I can keep in touch with you. So that's my story. And I'm just hoping that maybe you'll join me in this challenge. Help me get these last 10 days, and I'll try to help too. So that's it. Okay.